I remember that.
Hey guys, welcome to another My Hero Academia Manga chapter read. It's on Sunday. This is chapter 323 that we're covering, the new one. I'm not sure if they're doing it weekly now. It kind of just depends. But before we get started with the latest chapter, Mark, there's something that we always do before each chapter, and what would that be?
Recap episode!
Nice. Yes, indeed. It is the recap episode of 322. I don't have that pulled up right now, but thankfully it's pretty quick to just hop over there. Oh yeah, this is like after like the build up of Ida's part, right? Where he already said his piece about those who meddle on other people's business without being asked for it are what makes a true hero. And Deku's like, I can't escape his grasp. I can't. And then both of them descend dramatically.
I got you, says Kaminari. Not Kaminari,
Kirishima like grabs him like, I got you. Oh, by the way, Deku, that whole bit. He's like, oh wait, you're gonna tell me about this now as we're falling? That whole bit about a kid rescuing another kid from like a villain attack, that was you, right? And it kind of reflects on his previous encounter with Gigantomachia and not being able to do anything about it.
Which he did do something about it back with, because remember?
Yeah, it was his redemption on that end.
He pushed her out of the way and took that shit like a champ.
Mm-hmm. But in any case, he's saying that like what we're doing now is exactly what you did like way back when. Everyone else kind of rushes over to like Deku, tell him like everything, pretty much like the other cast is kind of like expressing their concerns. But Bakugo pretty much steals the show here in the sense that like after he has passed, I'm sorry?
With his character development.
He hits the room with an entire truck of like character development. And he just says that like, listen, do you remember that time when Shigaraki made me into Swiss cheese? Deku like pauses. No, I don't.
Remember that time when he shish kebabbed me?
Remember that time I almost died? That was crazy, right? Anyway, I wanted to say that you shouldn't be doing things on your own, but that wasn't all I wanted to say. Wanted to tell you that like I moved on my own that time, and that like throughout like us growing up, I've always resented like how strong you were, but like despite being quirkless and how weak I was, in that being pushed forward to take the path that I have taken to surpass you, but never always catching quite up to you.
Yeah, they were strong in different ways.
Yeah. So he was saying, I gotta speak my truth, Izuku. I'm sorry for everything that I've done.
And he bowed. The fact that he apologized and bowed.
It's his own version of bowing, I feel.
It's a bow. You can tell it is.
It is a bow, for sure. It's just, it's kind of... It's not like uptight, like bowing. It's just like you get it. Like, this is what I'm offering right now.
It's like it's definitely an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like a sumimasen. It's not like that, but it's like sumimasen.
Sumimasen. Also, sorry guys if you're hearing an echo. I'm trying to figure out the the best optimal audio situation, because like when I talk to people over Discord, it's to a certain like volume that I gotta set it, and unfortunately like when I raise it up too high, it catches the mic despite the noise reduction, so you're gonna hear a little bit of the echo if that happens. The only way I could do that is, or to negate that, is to actually wear headphones, and I just got out of the shower and I'm just trying to like keep dry. Headphones just make everything feel warm at this time.
I just realized I said that wrong. See, my set is when you need someone's attention. Gomenazai is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. But in any case, Bako further adds that we're here to step in when you can't handle things on your own, because you gotta live up to your ideals. and everything to save other people as well. We gotta also play that part as well, because what he was saying is that saving people is how we win. That's when Deku realizes that, like, despite everything I said, and like everyone has actually been ahead of me this entire time, to say something like that was awful of me. And he's like, we get it. And that's when Deku like blacks out and he wakes up to a whole new UA. Well, not a whole new UA. This is kind of like their big old, like, what do you even call this?
A fortress.
UAF. The UA Fortress.
United Armed Forces.
Oh my god. There's also like, what was it? The movies aspect of it, which is like World Heroes. Oops.
We gotta wait a while because that's still only out in Japan.
Yeah, we gotta wait for a little bit.
I'm sure it'll be online at some point.
Yeah, for sure. They'll distribute it when they do.
Like before the actual release, I'm sure it will be.
But in any case, we see I mean 13 kind of showed like her face in this one too.
She cute.
What did Kristoff told me something about her eyes?
What about the way they look?
Yeah, I forget what the name was. Give me a second, actually, because I think he shared it like in a message like on Instagram when I shared that, because I was saying that
Didn't send it to the My Hero Messenger chat. Yes, I just.
what was it? 13. Well, first of all, in my eyes, like kind of looks like Toya from the shot like when we first see her like that, and then I think I shared something with Kristoff, and he's okay. He said that I just noticed that 13's eyes are event horizons.
Oh, black holes.
So I was like, "Whoa, you right."
An event horizon is just another word. It's just another way of saying a black hole.
It's the nicer way to say it's a black hole. Anyway, Deku is like, "Whoa, geez, look at all this. I mean, it's really impressive, but I can't come back to all this." And like immediately after that, like a whole crowd of civilians come up and say like, "Don't let that boy in." Swear to God.
As he's in Shoji's just fucking makeshift kangaroo pouch.
Yeah, he does that for people. Whereas then Mike's like, "Hey guys, calm down. We need to we gotta like make it through this." It's like,
best girl coming in.
Best girl coming. They're all saying like, we came here because we felt safe. The whole news is talking about like, and All For One's talking about a kid that he's looking after. It's that dude, right? Just take him somewhere else.
Get his ass out of here.
Poor Deku, like he looks at all this and he turns away. Araka takes his hand. It's like, hey, don't worry about it.
He's like, yep. Yep. I should get out of here. Well, wait a minute.
She was saying Ida and them started linking this chain. Bakugo played his part too. We're not letting go of you now. We won't let you, because when heroes need protecting, who will be there to protect them?
This is true. Think about it. It's like that thing. It's like, you know, the police are here to protect us, but who's going to protect the police?
And so now we are in for chapter 323. I'll go ahead and start it off. This first page. This is immediately a bit of the past right now that they're showing. Before the whole mission to grab Deku. Sir, you spoke of the UA barrier proving its worth, but at the same time, we understand Midoriya's concerns too. This is Ida talking. If we drag him back to school, we need convincing evidence, which is why we would follow him. This concerns the safety and security of the evacuees. This is no mere appeal to sentiment. It could be said that Midoriya is now the most valuable battle asset that the heroes have, so no matter what happens, it would be risky to give him shelter at an unprepared substandard facility. I totally forgot to like talk about the chapter's name. That single step. UA. Single step, two step. UA is equipped with our nation's most advanced defense technology. And I was, not just this, but I was also thinking about like the time when they like after the very short time skip, which they just got off of their most recent internships, and they're beating all these robots. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, in our universe,
most advanced defense and defense technology, also the most advanced defense technology. But we pride ourselves on being as well defended as Tartars, even. Okay, so I'm glad they kind of like addressed that a little bit. But all right, Mark, if you want to take this page, let me know if you need to zoom. Actually, I'm just doing it for you.
all right. Momo, but sir, Shigaraki easily broke through Tartarus' defenses. Indeed, ever since he attacked UA last year, I have put considerable thought into the threat posed by Shigaraki, which is precisely why I've added my own personal touches to the fortifications of UA's defense system. Who knew that was possible? There was much heated debate. To make a long story short, if an invasion were to begin at this very moment, no harm would come to the evacuees or students. The villain incursion would not succeed.
It's pretty confident.
The UA barrier is more than mere walls. UA itself can travel.
Excuse me?
He's saying it's mobile.
It's a mobile home? Well, I guess I'll take this page too. The grounds are partitioned like a game board, and each section.
We got chess.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. The way that they show off like the grounds is that like there's like particular like compartments. They're all like lined up like chess pieces, really.
I swear we better get like just like just for references and just for like symbolism, we should get Nezu and all for one just doing like moving their pieces like moving the students and the villains around like chess pieces.
Mark, this ain't Kingdom Hearts 3. Listen, I don't want to be making that kind of connection.
I'm just saying, man. They're setting.
First of all, that's very on brand of you, but also they need to quit. I don't want that level of symbolism quite yet. It's weird. Sorry, that's gonna be that's a side tangent of like what we're talking about here. Talking about Kingdom Hearts and the whole implementation of like their like flashback using chess pieces that was only existent like in that game.
In 3.
Well, like yeah, specifically just 3. But I mean, it's one of those weird retroactive things. Anyway,
the ending of Union Cross, which comes to where exactly that moment.
Going back to this, grounds are partitioned like a game board, and each section is equipped with mechanisms that transform it into an underground emergency shelter. Essentially, the whole page not only does it show the layout of the campus, but also the bottom portion of the page shows like interconnected like tunnel like groundways in which those certain compartments can literally just move downwards underground. He says
it's legit. Like if you want an idea, just imagine how Dexter goes down to his laboratory in Dexter's laboratory.
Yeah, pretty much. Then those shelters enter a linear like maglev network that can send them along in any number of routes at our discretion. Where did those end up? I guess we'll find out next page. Jesus Christ. I'm seeing it. Okay, let me continue this one. I'll zoom in here. Konari's like, it's like we're living in a giant robot anime. However,
it's straight out of a mecha anime.
Nezu continues. However, it would be all for naught if the systems itself were to crumble. Therefore, we fortified the ground with about 3,000 layers of like bulwark plates. I'm guessing that's their vibranium. Almost.
I want you to think about that for a second. 3,000 layers.
Listen, I just got off of Evangelion, so I already know what this looks like.
3,000 layers.
Should the system detect any unusual activity, a countermeasure will activate. kind of reminds me of when during that arc, which Gentle Criminal was going to like invade. Although none of the alarms went off because Deku tried to like resolve it immediately.
Yeah.
And the connecting pillars will unlock. I'm sorry, the way I sounded that made it feel like it didn't have a pause to it. And the connecting pillars will unlock, rendering each plate independently mobile. This will significantly delay any incoming attacks. So, I kind of see it. That's kind of crazy, but I'll run with it.
That's 3,000 layers of individual, constantly moving plates.
That's wild. Like, perhaps it's a little bit more like fortified than or secure than Tartarus.
I can't even imagine trying to get through all that.
Mm-hmm. During which the shelters can speed off to safety. Shiketsu's was the first to fortify their security system in a similar manner. But I'm guessing Toga did something about that.
No, I think it's more of a reference back to when that incident happened.
Fair enough.
Like when she swapped out with Cammy.
Yeah, they do show that image, and that's kind of cool that they're referencing that. Shigetsu was the first to fortify their security system in a similar manner. In the wake of learning that an imposter had posed as a student of theirs,
yep.
The reference, it is just one among several other schools with hero courses that could provide a haven should we need to flee.
It's basically in case we need to get the fuck out of there.
Right. All right, Mark. Let me see if I can get a zoom in right there.
We see Sero, Todoroki, and Bakugo thinking of Shiketsu's students and teacher. Shiketsu, says Sero. That's a long ways away. Bakugo and Todoroki at the same time. Yeah, come to think of it. And they think of our boy who can do the wind and our boy Meatball.
Mm-hmm.
It's just UA in the east, Shiketsu in the west. So that means they're on the opposite sides of the country.
Yeah. I do like both of their matching faces.
They're like, oh god. Then we see Tokoyami. These upgrades. This upgrade seems designed to delay with decay transmitting through objects. But how could you have known at the time of the school festival how his quirk would evolve?
Ooh, asking the real questions. That's a really true statement right there. But I'll let Nezu continue.
Yep, it's a flashback to where All Might, Nezu, and I know his name.
Snipe?
Snipe. Snipe. Indeed, and you see Nezu, and Nezu's like, indeed, there was no existing evidence for such a thing. I relied on my intuition.
Seems legit.
That is why I covered the expenses myself out of pocket.
Oh, shit.
All his own money. Look at it's Kaminari, and he's got yen symbols for eyes, and he's got yen symbols coming out of his nose, and there's yen symbols for the lines between his teeth. That's gotta be way more than a few 100 million yen. You got deep pockets, sir. We see Endeavor. The principal's major contributions to quick morality and education have made him a man of worldwide renown. That work of his continues to this very day. And then we see they're just shaking. Whoa.
Hey man, like when you're an advocate for something that be like the foundation of the future.
I love how many different references they went with the yen symbols. His eyes, the lines between his teeth and his nose hairs.
You got deep pockets, sir.
You got deep pockets, sir. Because he said, I covered it all out of my own pocket. I'm just like, excuse me?
I think it makes it even better that, like, that's the size of his chair in proportions to his body.
In proportion to his bank account.
You're lucky that the desk is in there. Otherwise, you're going to have to see, like, another contrast. His large kicks.
Because you got to remember, this man's a mouse.
Essentially, yeah. Just with a human quirk.
Mouse. He's a sentient mouse.
But I guess he's the best advocate for that kind of stuff. Okay. In that case, let me do this one. We cut off. Yeah, that's interesting. I was gonna say it seemed like this was connecting to another part, but this is just Nezu continuing. He says, "Lack of understanding, intolerance. It seems like we're always just one step away. Try as it might, humanity struggles to make progress down this path. Issues shift, voices clash. Making that single step feels like an impossible journey. In any case, I believe that there's a sound argument to be made for him being here with us. So go on, tackle the matter with your full power." As it cuts to Iraq in that flashback. I didn't realize the flashbacks were indicated by just like the black panels outside of the all the panels. I guess the black borders, and as it shifts over to the white borders instead.
Here's the current ones.
Right. So this is current day. I'll go ahead and take this one too. It's kind of interesting to see this. This is the whole UA building that we always see in like the intros for My Hero, like the anime, where it's Deku looking towards the school, but instead we see like pretty much a riot of civilians like looking like at the camera, saying, "Don't let this kid enter UA. Shigaraki will come after him."
They've made a human chain.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you're right. They're joining hands to prevent like anyone from like getting past, specifically Deku. Even though, well, he could
easily knock
just like
them.
hop over. Any case, said UA guaranteed us to be safe here. Keep him out. Get lost, kid. Man, dude. They literally just said, "Fuck them kids."
Ungrateful.
Yeah, I know, right? Poor Deku at this point. Like, he's just slowly getting out of his shading outlines.
He's just starting to come back, and now they're like, "No, get back in there.
Get out of here." Oh, God. All right, Mark, go ahead.
Not Mama Izuku. Mama Midoriya. No.
Let's remember. What was her name again? It starts with an I.
I know what you mean. I'm just trying to think. I just call her as Mama Midoriya.
Makes sense, right? Here, I'll pull up the cast characters here. Wiki, Izuku, mom. I think it's Inko, as in Inko.
Yeah, it's Inko Midoriya. We see her running out of the crowd, and then you'll see someone else yelling in the back, "Having one for all makes him a Nomu, right?" Not really.
Not really. It's like just misconstrued information.
Careful, keep back. She's trying to protect her son. You see, it's Bakugo's mom next to her.
Yeah. They become like pretty close friends at this point, but it's
isn't that also Jiro's dad?
I think so. Yeah, he does have long hair.
And then we see Monoma with Eri, and who's behind them?
I don't know who that is.
I think that's Ketsu and the Mushroom Girl.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good guess on the girl then.
Yeah, Tetsu and the Mushroom Girl, I think. Then we see this civilian, too scary, and then we see one of the Pussycats and Coda.
Yeah, it's the one that is currently like quirkless at this time.
Yeah, she lost hers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Go someplace else. We're just supposed to let him hide here. And then we see Sero. They don't seem convinced, as he and Ida are just watching.
Hold on. Not complying right now. Okay. And then let me try to zoom back in. Okay.
We see, what does this phone say? It's a phone. It says, "Theory. Shigaraki is after a UA student." What is that picture? Is that Nosferatu?
I think that is Nosferatu.
Is it true that Shigaraki is targeting a UA student? What on earth are all for one and one for all? Man, it's really all getting out there now.
This is true. Like, I mean, everyone wants to know what's going on. In the meantime, we fill in the gaps.
Yep. Let me see. 13. Some of them were more understanding earlier, but not all of their doubts could be say. How do you pronounce that word? a swade, maybe a swan. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it
say a
does sound
swade.
like a
Maybe the G's
suede.
silent.
My dumbass almost thought a sausage.
A sauce.
A
I
sausage.
think I think it's a swade because I think the G is silent.
Okay. Curse you, silent G's. Continue.
A lot of people who don't speak English say the G is like the most annoying thing about the English language is silent letters.
You don't know where they're gonna hit. This is the worst part.
Let's keep calm, folks. Who said that there? It's President Mike who said it. Let's keep calm, folks. This is a difficult argument to hear, coming from school teachers. As we go to the next page. Who's getting this one? Who's getting this one? Me or you?
Sorry, it would be me. But now it doesn't want to do anything. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, we got it. We got it.
There you go.
I'm not sure if anyone heard. I was like frantically hitting that escape button. Truly. But next page, we got Best Genus. How long is this boy's neck?
Long enough.
Enough. Kanye West. It is I who made the proposal.
West.
West. Genie. Genie. Really present Mike? Anyway, some of the crowd's like, it's Genus. We're only here because we trusted you. He says, indeed. And then he pulls out the Vader line. I lied. Now he says, indeed. As the principal has explained, UA is currently the safest place to be. Your safety is our top priority. At first, we decided to take the fight to the enemy. Just to make sure. I've been kind of muting just so we prevent echoes when you're doing your lines here. But at first, we decided to take the fight to the enemy. We used Izuku Midoriya as bait. Ooh, in hopes of learning the villain's location. However, our search grid wasn't sufficiently, wide enough, and the operation met with limited success. Izuku Midoriya may be the villain's target, but he's also one of our ultimate resources in battle. Allowing him to grow even more worn and frayed could lead to a fatal loss. As we see the shot of like Deku, like kind of in the mid ground, and Naraka's in the foreground with the text bubbles kind of like overlapping everyone else. And who would take this one? I guess it would be you, Mark.
Okay. Is this the optimal course of action? No. We now rely on our backup plan. I understand why you do not willingly welcome this omen of unease. But please allow him to rest his weary body in this secure stronghold, so that when needed, he can once again join the battle in peak condition. Oh boy, it's just all quiet. Then you see this one guy, he's just like, it's that stressed, tired face. You losers failed and let Japan turn into this lawless wasteland. And now you failed again. And you're out here telling us to pay the price for more of your mistakes.
Okay, I can take this one here. They're like, no way. This is, I mean, obviously it's a lot more serious than like how I'm reading it, but even the kanji's like roar. So many, like even it cuts over to a little tiny panel of like Deku's like feet as you see like kind of like a tingle effect happen to his body. No way. Like some heroes you are.
It's like when Toya said that to Todoroki's mom.
I think it's kind of weird. It almost looks like it's a verbal like effect on Deku, but it also feels like the same thing as this is like his actual quirk activating right now. A Danger Sense.
It is actually, I think, like that, but it also, what this also reminds me of, it reminds me of like when Toya said like, "What do you know, mom?" And then next thing you know, you saw like it looked like just those visual effects that went over her.
Yeah, some kind of like realization of an opposite like person's like mindset versus yours, and finally sinks in.
Hmm.
President Mike's like saying like no dice. That unease spreads until it explodes. You see, Medora's mom, she doesn't want to hear any of this. Give us a freaking break. All we want, in the last panel shows Araka like sprinting.
Here come best girl.
It's a safe place to sleep at night as she's like, she leaped over everyone. Present Mike gives just the hero name, Uravity. Here's Bakugo just kind of like looking out.
Gravity.
Oh shit, that's her parents. Oh, Chaco? She floats all the way to the top of the building.
Yep.
I'll just take this page here.
Oh,
Takes a second. She has a megaphone on her. And she starts speaking. Izuku Midora has a special power in him. Yeah? Good for him. Bruh. He wants a break? So what? He doesn't gotta rest here. Iraka says, you don't get it. He left the school in the first place because he didn't want us to make any trouble for anyone. We're the ones who brought him here. And it just kind of cuts back to the guys. They're just kind of silent at this point. All right. Go ahead, Mark.
we look at Izuku Uraraka. That power of his, yeah, it's really special. It's a power that exists to beat all for one. And what did it say up top? Take a good look at him. That honestly, that probably comes after the bottoms. That's why they're after him. That's why he had to leave this place. He left and went through who knows what out there. Then they say, just look at him.
Look, he's drawn completely differently from everyone else.
Look at it. Look at it.
I want all of you to look at it.
I want all of you to look at it.
Yeah. You could see these are just like panels for imagery, but obviously there's Inko just kind of looking at his like her son absolutely beaten her. His iron souls are literally just claws now because of how much wear and tear. The
And
guy's
his
just
gloves.
looking like, holy shit, bruh.
And his gloves.
Like it's all just beaten
It
up.
looks burnt.
It looks all types of burnt. Give me a second. I gotta do this. Okay. And Araka continues. More than anyone, he wishes he could fix everything. You're looking at a guy who could be attacked at any second, but continues to move forward anyway. So really look at him, please. And we're just kind of like,
I ship it 1,000%.
yeah, just everyone's just kind of quiet now. We see another image.
We recognize
Oh
her.
shit! It's the girl that he saved like a couple chapters ago, who just wanted to find shelter, but was already ostracized.
Just because how big she is.
You know, and she's saying like,
Yep, it's him. Hey, he's the boy who saved me. Special powers, you go to Uraraka. Special powers are one thing, but there's no such thing as a special person. Well,
Mark, Mark, don't ruin it, please.
I would say it depends on the meaning of the special person, honestly. But going
Fair.
on, we've got this whole. We see Bakugo and Izuku down here. Bakugo says we've got this whole crazy defense system to protect these people, but they're still so scared.
Okay. And then he just makes his face.
He looks so annoyed.
I think this is more of a lecture on him, just to repeat what he said to Deku just like a chapter ago. We're here to step in when you can't handle it all alone. and you see Principal Nezu. You pretty much have ectoplasm and what was our dude's name?
Mentos. Good to see he's okay. Because remember
Cementos.
last time we saw him, he and
He was rough.
he and Geto fought each other to a standstill.
Mm-hmm.
It's tie.
Nezu looks like he's talking to himself. That single step feels like an impossible journey, and I believe once someone takes that unlikely step and carves a path, the ultimate hero will rise up, one who will surpass even Yagi. Yes, even All Might himself.
As we see Uraraka in the panel.
Damn, dude. She should have inherited it.
Her power is gravity, just causes an event horizon.
Oh my god. Could you imagine if like at this point like Deku has this like realization? He won't, but he'll have this realization like, damn, look at our girl now. She should, you know what? Picks out his hair. Here, Rocket, eat this. You deserve it. And she just says, take a shower first, and then I'll eat it.
Just please bathe.
Take a bath, please.
You stink.
And stank. Still like it that All Might kind of still gets like that level of praise, even if it's just like from one person.
Exactly.
Because even though like I know that All Might kind of started off like the entire series as like the ultimate hero, really, because of like everything he could do, to the point where like so many people acknowledged him, and you know no one had like an issue with him except for some like outliers here and there. But I mean, hell, even like Stain, who's pretty much like the pinnacle like point of like one's perspective of like pure heroism versus just like what we see now of heroes just kind of taking it for fame or for money, etc. Like he acknowledges that, and that kind of becomes like another thing that kind of proves that like no one could like pass him. Even like in the day when like the day he retired, even then there was still like an emptiness to fill in that void. And you know, over the course of like the series, they never really filled in that hole still, even with like Endeavor taking like the first steps for him to just kind of quietly say, just watch me.
Exactly, he said, just watch me.
Right. So no one ever like met up with All Might. Even like with Deku, like as strong as he is, still couldn't like keep up with that. So I think this, because like for a while we haven't thought about this, the whole idea of like surpassing All Might, really, it's been just everyone trying to pick up the pieces. Something's happening in the background. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. I trust you. But now, because Principal Nezu is saying all these words now, that like, you know, there's someone who will like take that first step and even surpass like All Might, because All Might does like the work, but he also does the saving too. But he himself had another thing that kind of impacted everything, or had the ability to kind of just change like the minds of people. So I think Araka's like at that step here, and I don't think that I mean, aside from like the significance of like having to change people's minds about like Deku, well, I guess I don't really have a point to that then, because the whole idea of like the first steps to becoming like a true hero, we've always heard that like in the story is like one to like act like on their own, will have their bodies act on their own accord despite anything, that ultra instinct. But Araka is like demonstrating something like slightly different, but all the same very impactful, as just like everyone just kind of watches on to her, and it's another like character peak moment. So I definitely like where this chapter was going, even if it was a lot of like conversations at hand and there was nothing like pushing things forward. It's kind of like an immediate chapter, just it's the letting Deku in arc. But I just really like this chapter. A lot of callbacks. I want to say though, actually, now that I just remembered it, um, there's something to like kind of note because of like it's one of those things where like obviously Deku like had a better startup like than like Shigaraki really, but now he's
Still
kind
allegedly did.
but he's now kind of being treated like Shigaraki in this instance. And you know, like the problem is that there's a lot of good people, but like with Shigaraki's like idea in perspective, no one was there to help him. Now we actually see people reaching out to Deku, but because like the masses like outweigh like the wishes like of a few people, like you see Inko reaching out to Deku, but literally Bakugo's mom holds her back. um Koda wants to help
No,
out, but
Ingo, don't do it.
Koda wants to help out, but he's also kind of uncertain. He's kind of scared too.
Hose
And
him
you
down,
know,
Koda.
I trust that like Monoma like knows better, but he's also kind of like sheltering Eri from looking outside. And it's just kind of rough to see like that perspective, because it is people who want to like reach out to Deku, but there's so many people out there who are like pushing him like further out. Almost like if this were to happen, if this were to work, if Deku just left like right then and there without anyone like helping him like from the hero side, a la Araka, he would probably end up no better than Shigaraki was like starting up.
Pretty
Even
much.
like, yeah, they'll be probably just become like a corrupted type of hero. A little bit more forgiving than Stain, but like kind of on Stain's level regardless. But yeah, I think having seen the shots of like returning cast characters, in addition to like kind of telling us more of the context of like the security behind UA and even Shiketsu, that's also very nice to get a look at that. But also the fact that they were talking about how we're going to push on the argument that Deku is also a great battle asset, so therefore he should be with us. Of course, civilians are not pleased with that.
He's literally got the power meant to fight the ultimate evil, so you know.
Right, but people don't even want to hear that, because it's like literally just having a bomb just like being like transported into like the main hub area. They don't want
no
any of
talking
that.
sense in my lobby.
So even with Bastianus like trying to be like the voice of reason just because like he has such notoriety with people, but people just saw that one person just kind of ignited everything, just saying that like you guys lost, so now we have to pay for that.
Which I mean, they're fair. They're kind of entitled to think that, but at the same time, also kind of not.
Yeah, I understand it. It's just it because that's just how they're seeing it, is that like I think it's the idea that they view heroes as the ones to have like that level of like result in like whatever they're doing, like everything will be taken care of. But for them to like have that level of humanity still in them that loses still is
I know,
still
it's
a
like,
very
guys, you got to remember that they're heroes, but they aren't invincible. You know, they make mistakes just like anybody else, and they aren't immortal. They can be beaten.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it unfortunately like in like this dynamic, a lot of people aren't willing to listen to the faults of their own, but moreover prioritize them wanting to just feel comfortable with everything, and that's not even like a guarantee anymore. And you know, yeah, we could probably just assume that yeah, this danger sense going in, like for Deku, he just feels just like in danger, just him. There's so much like animosity like projected towards him that like his quirk is actually like firing off, even if they're not gonna physically do anything to him. They probably would though. Like,
Probably.
no, I wouldn't trust that.
I know, right? Like, hey, back up, back up.
But it's crazy how like Araka's definitely changed. I think it's also because of the fact that like her parents are like literally like in the crowd too, and it's one of those things where you know, you see your kid and normally the family's together. In this case, they're kind of on opposite sides of things, and they're forced to kind of observe like how their kid like takes on this like different like changing world, and pretty much acting on their own too.
They grow up so fast.
Also, the fact is that like when you look at them, you realize that like, oh yeah, you remember when Araka just simply wanted the money, and her wasn't for the money, but it's to help like support her family. But she found like a new goal like during her growth, and so for her to like kind of speak on like on everything with like a whole like new ideal to her, it's definitely gonna just kind of give like her parents like a brand new like reaction to it all.
Well,
Also,
absolutely.
she also did say, just look at him. Look at him.
Look at him. Look how smelly he looks.
Denki on the other side, he's like, that
The
isn't
fuck?
just aesthetic.
He's like, the fuck?
Oh my god. Also, new dreads coming in. I hope.
You say new dreads?
No, oh sorry, new threads.
I heard new dreads. I was like, new dreads.
It's true, I did say dreads, but it's threads and also the drip incoming. We'll see it.
The drip.
It'd be,
The drip.
I want to take like a quick aside from this entire chapter just to say that like it'd be cool like if Deku possibly got like a new outfit like that isn't just like a repair, but also something that maybe like can integrate like a cape like that one for Gran Torino, because god, he would not want him. You do not want him to just kind of keep wearing that.
No.
But it's crazy. It's interesting that like you see it could also be his other left shoe, but his right shoe does have like the claw bits.
It does have the claw bits,
Yeah.
which looks pretty damn cool.
Just watch, his shoes are actually okay. His actual shoes are okay.
His actual shoes are fine. It's like just the metal covers. It's like
Yeah.
the Jordans are still fresh.
They're so fresh. And Ryu's like, Horikoshi, explain. And he just says, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Just happened.
He proceeds to just kind of whistle as he draws more shoes. Oh my god. It took me back all the way to the whole Vine stuff of people trying to protect their brand new Jays in every single way
In
possible.
my Jordan.
But listen, maybe all we need are just Iron Souls instead.
Need those strong shoes.
Those strong shoes, so the moment they get popped out, you're like, oh, ooh.
Ooh.
But yeah, nice that they are bringing back the girl who he just recently saved. I'm not sure if she will do anything like further than that, but it'd be cool if like some characters like kind of popped up, especially people who were recently saved by Deku. They could just kind of say something like amongst the crowds to kind of push like the mood elsewhere, a little bit more optimistic. I also wanted to bring up the fact that we did see, what was it, Hercules in one of the chapters, and you know, no All Might or anything, but he's somewhere. We just haven't seen him.
He's somewhere in there.
He's somewhere. It'd be so dope to see All Might like right now. Just speak to the masses like right the fuck now.
Get him, All Might. Get him right now.
Because it's true, he still had something to say to Deku, but he was like whoosh. And he was
Whoosh.
like, oh no, I remember the sad scene. He was like, no. He dropped the box lunch.
Dude, why you gotta remind me of the box lunch?
But yeah, All Might still needs to say that Deku deserves to take a break. It's like, bruh, now's the time.
It's true. Now really is the time to say, bro, it's okay to take a break.
Damn, bruh. Also, bring Gran Torino in there. He could just whisper the words. Like, just
Take a break.
take a break. Who are you again?
Who are you again?
Yeah, it was a great chapter. So I think next time, um, I don't know if Uraka has anything else to add in this conversation, but she'll probably say like a couple words just to like plead to everyone to allow this boy to rest.
Let this boy rest and get a bath.
Whether like Deku can move further into the crowds, or better scenario is just let people who care about him like the most actually like walk over to him. Bring Eri over there too. I swear to God. Let that child embrace the boy. Maybe after a bath though.
Exactly. After the bath. Get a bath first.
I'm just waiting for the chapter, and hopefully maybe it could be next chapter where Deku's just sitting in the lounge after just like a nice bath, just surrounded by everyone as everyone lets him take the floor, and we see like how he feels about everything now. Because Deku's in the process of just kind of getting like an awakening, essentially mental awakening of how everything's going with
There's
everyone
been an
else.
awakening. Have you felt it?
You felt it, the awakening. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to add, Mark?
No, I mean we pretty much said all we need to. Like honestly, like I could do some. I guess we could speculate, but at the same time, I feel like might as well just wait for the next chapter because like there's not too much to go off of right now.
This is true. I think a lot of it's just been the reflection of like how these characters play a part in like the general like mixed mood that everyone is like in this chapter. But otherwise, we're kind of in the middle like of a change, but it's not like it's like I guess the sequence of events, like this is kind of an intermediary in between, in which it's just to bridge Deku into UA and just kind of carry things forward as a united front versus just like how the arc was previously when he really was out there like to get it like alone. But yeah,
He's fighting for his fucking life.
he's fighting for his goddamn life. Also, I guess it says to be continued for this chapter, and they don't really say it here. I will double check and see what Viz has to say, because last time when I was checking out their main page, they actually would tell us like when the next chapter will be released. It does say coming in 7 days, so it would be a week. So it may not see it. You may not see it anymore when you read the chapter. It just says to be continued. But until further notice, it'll probably be the 29th that we'll jump back into this and just see how things play out.
I mean, Hori gave us like how many chapters nonstop? I mean, he deserves a little bit of a break.
I know All Might's over there just saying he's got the bento box, giving it to Horikoshi like, you deserve a break.
Dad, it's okay to take a break.
Oh.
He's like, it's okay to take a break, Dad.
Damn. All right. And with that, we'll go and call it for the chapter.